Okay, so I have seen people before do binder videos, and I thought, that's fucking stupid. Let's do that. But then I realized, hey, wow, my binder's basically falling apart, and it was just way overstuffed, so I decided to get a whole fucking new binder. I actually really like how this one feels. It's not like the most expensive binder in the world, or like super duper nice, but I mean, Dragon Shield doesn't make garbage stuff, so... I mean, actually, I thought the design was really cute. I actually think that's fucking adorable, and like it's got like a bit of a watercolor feel to it, at least for like the background. The textures themselves are also really well illustrated. It just kind of feels like, I don't know, if they made Ghibli feel just like a little like more generically anime, rather than like the wondrous animation that it is, like that. But this ain't just any fucking like trade binder. This one is like just the one that I'm gonna keep like at home, because I am having this be... Oh, yeah. This is going to contain just like every deck that I have worked on or will work on that I'm not currently like actively playing. So like I'm working on Cyberse. I don't know. I think going with the Clock Wyvern stuff is really cool, but there's like... I've seen people like not playing the Promthorn nearly as much, or like not leaning into the normals, and I'm like, why would you not want 4 free monsters on the field if you can get them? That seems a little absurd to me. I'm still not totally convinced on Boot Staggered, but that's another question for another day. Rip to... I tried to put this together and then realized, wow, this deck doesn't actually do much, and then Firewall got banned, and so there was basically no point. But I'm holding on to this just in case like they ever decide to come out with like some wicked support, because actually Zen Maintenance is pretty damn good. But I think it was actually more than just Firewall getting banned. It was Goblin that killed this deck. I don't know. More Cybers. I want to make Pendulums. I really like what Pendulums do as like a pseudo stun thing. They're like, yeah, you can play through it, but it's gonna come back. And so like, I don't know, if you have a more aggressive deck, then that like plays through hand traps, well, it seems like it would be fun. I want to do True Kings. Actually, what I want to do is I want to do True Draco, not True Kings. I want to do True Draco and Cosmo. I think that would be fun. I have the Lunalight stuff, getting ready for the new Lunalight support. Also, like, eventually I'm gonna get Burning Abyss stuff back, and find some godforsaken way to make Burning Abyss Lunalight, but I don't know if that's going to be possible until Cherubini comes out. Just because, like, there's no good Link monsters with just Burning Abyss. There's just no easy way to facilitate that. It doesn't make too much sense to do. Speedroids, I think eventually these guys are going to have some use again. Rather than, like, the old, like, spitting out 2 or 3... Crystal Wings. I miss doing that. I miss doing that so much. Honestly, Speedroids were just such a fun casual deck. Altergeist. I enjoy Altergeist, but I don't know. I don't like playing decks that people get salty at you just for like playing the game. And I had my fill. But I did get... let's get this out of the... Let's get that focused. Hell. Mermaid got new light bulbs. Look at that. Look at how fucking pretty that is. I love this. I love this edition of Anti-Spell. It's like one of the only like high rarity cards I have, just because I like how it looks. Yeah. Go on. There we go. I'm not gonna lie, I want to put together a Grand Maju deck. Or at the very least, like, put a life gain deck together that doesn't suck ass like my last one did. I got the makings for should all dinos or just dinos. Dinos has always been, like, one of my favorite decks. Just because, like, there's so many different ways to build it, and what it does just on its own is so good. Like, this is such a satisfying boss monster bump out, and it's outable. Like, it's not just, like, on its own a win condition. It, like, you have to both play it well, and, like, back it up with something. So, like, that makes it feel fair, and no one, like... people are going to enjoy going up against that. Because I also, like, when you get this going, it's so satisfying to just, like, your board is gone. And if you can't come back, then you have a bad deck. Because honestly, I think that's something valid. Like, if your entire concept can be taken out with a UCT, and you have nothing to do after that, I honestly think, like, if that concept that you tore apart wins in most other scenarios, then it's degenerate. Like, if your deck has a win condition that, like, beats 90% of things, either due to consistency or, like, just, like, how raw guaranteed that win is, I honestly think that's what makes it degenerate. Like, if it's outable, but even if it's, like, outable, if it can come back, then I don't think it's quite as degenerate. That just means it's well put together. Ghost Tricks. This is like the second deck I ever put together after, I think it was Cyber Dragons, then these guys. And I want to do them some justice and put it back together. I miss them. I think the right way to go about it is playing Metaverse. Maybe playing like 2 Card of Demise, 2 Metaverse, enough of these traps. Lower monster count here, excuse me. Like, you wouldn't be able to play the hand traps, but if you really hone in on the level 3s and maybe play like 2 Spectre, 2 Lantern, I think that would be the right way to go about it. Because, like, if you play enough Yangshi, and you can just, like, after it flips up, you search Spectre, and then, like, the fact that you discarded any of your hand traps with Card of Demise won't really matter. I honestly think that would be the right way to go. And then you can play, like, Needle Sealing and Ghost Trick Scare and do all that good stuff. I think that would be the right way to go about this deck. I just don't have Card of Demise, or I don't think it's, like, the right time in the game to be playing Ghost Tricks. I don't know. There's not a lot of back row removal, but I think with the fact that, like, everybody and their mother has access to Phoenix, that's what, like, means you need to play Metaverse. And if you don't draw into Metaverse, the fact when they out your first field spell, you need to have the second one. Otherwise, your strategy is just not going to work. It's not going to work at all. I don't know. Maybe Card of Demise isn't the best way to go about it, but I think in theory that starts to get close to what you want to do. There's just no easy way to turbo out stuff with this deck. And I think that's its most major flaw. Maybe using that Pot of Indulgence, whatever the new one. I think it's Pot of Indulgence will be the right way to go. Because on first turn, you're not going to be playing any of these. So that's definitely something to think about. Pot of Indulgence, maybe. Good. I want to get ulties. Ritual Beasts are always something I come back to. They just have so much fun. Like, they can play in a resource game. They're kind of pseudo-stun. They can go aggressive. They just kind of have it all. They're also like the OG playing with yourself deck. So, Cyber Dragons, always a classic. I need to get my hands on 2 more copies of Galaxy Soldier and one of the Rev System. I don't know why this card decided to be the expensive one. Maybe just because everyone's only playing one Rev System. But once I have those and Cyberload Fusion, I'll have this deck done. I'm not sure if Iron Draw is the right way to go, but I like playing the OTK variant. Power Bond's just too cool not to play. Yeah, I don't know. I get a kick out of a lot of stuff in this game. Fucking Infernoids. I've talked about Infernoids on this channel quite a bit. And I had lent them out to someone and only got them back about a month ago. God, it's just... maybe it's just, like, evident. I like decks that can kind of do it all without being, like, oppressively one thing or the other. Like, Cyber Dragons, Ritual Beasts, Infernoids. Like, they all have stun potential. They all have aggression potential. And yeah, I play into some, like, overly stun or overly aggressive decks. But there's just, like, so many really well-designed archetypes that almost anybody can get into. I'd rather have a back and forth. I'd rather, like, have a dialogue in the game rather than just, here's my board, you can't out it, moving on. Or, there's your board, I'm outing it, moving on. You know, leave it up to, like, you know, some skill, some chance. Without that, it's not really a very good card game. And yeah, it should be more skill than chance. But honestly, if you want to play a game that's just raw skill, play chess. If you want to play a game that's just raw chance, play blackjack. You know, there should be a balance, I think, in almost any deck. Like, the chance should determine what plays you make, not whether or not you can make a play. I think in the best designed decks. And Blue Eyes had that to some extent. Like, it determined whether or not you were going for synchro plays or for an XZ play. And you almost always want to do both, but, like, you're not always going to be able to manage it. I think Cybers are going to be a really fun casual deck because there's so many really good play starters. Like, draw this, and you have backup secretary, and you have play, and you search backup secretary, and you have plays. Draw this, you have a normal summon for a search or for another token, and you have plays. You have like 12 really, really good play starters, arguably 15, and just you have a shit ton of extenders. Like, if you draw Widget Kid and Promthorn, you're in the fucking money. If you draw Balancer Lord and Promthorn, you're in the fucking money. And honestly, I think Flame Buffalo is a little underrated. It's an extender that's going to draw you into stuff like Sim Tabler, Degrade Buster. I've considered playing. I know it cuts you out of. Was it Transcode Talker? Where is it? Yeah, Transcode Talker. But I've considered playing Blackluster Soldier because you play so many lights. Like, your two best play starters are lights, and some of your like best extenders and other stuff. Like, you're going to be searching this off of Sign at Backdoor every day of the week. Like, you're not going to be searching Backup Secretary, both because, like, I don't know. I think Sim Tibbler is like a really, really good one of, and it's not even like a Garnet because it's just always usable. I think there's so many good fun things about a lot of the decks that I play that I'm honestly really looking forward to 2019 in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because, I mean, I'll be able to put more of these decks together while I save up for, like, actual life shit. Because, like, none of these decks are going to take me more than, like, $40 to flesh out. Because I've been building this collection for a while now. And I've just been slowly, like, picking out the decks that I get a lot of entertainment out of. And I think that's, in my view, kind of the quote-unquote right way to play the game. If you're going to be a more casual player. You know, I don't just, like, have the one deck that you're playing forever, and that's, like, the only deck you have. Because if that's all you're doing, then you're quickly going to find, I'm not enjoying this much anymore. And the second you get rid of that deck to get the new deck, then, I mean, yeah, in total, you're like, maybe it's a bit more efficient. But you're eventually probably going to want to go back to that deck. I've gone back to Cyber Dragons more times than I can count. I just like these guys. I've gone back to Lunalights a couple times just because they OTK in a really unique way. I've gone back to Infernoids since they came out. Like, I've just been intermittently playing them. And they're not, like, in a great spot right now because, like, you play one Ash and the deck doesn't totally fall apart, but it has some trouble. I don't know. There's going to be a lot to do for me in Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2019. I'm excited. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what decks y'all plan to put together. Or if you want to see me, like, actually flesh any of these decks out. If I have, like, a sense of, like, what I should maybe put together that people might be interested in, that would be really, really helpful because, like, right now, I think I'm going to focus most of my effort on fleshing out Pendulums or, I don't know, maybe Ghost Trick second. But I think Pendulums are coming first because I'm just waiting on support here. But Pendulums are one of those decks that, like, I don't know, they're kind of cookie cutter, so it's not like I'm going to make a deck profile, but I'm going to be able to take it to locals and see what I can do. Anyway, I hope to see you in the comments. Have a little conversation. Talk to you later.